thing I guess that could prevent us don't show up. I don't know.
You're okay.
Maureen's not present.
I love seeing my kids. How are you? Really good to see you. You too. Okay. You're a great speaker. You're all set. Sure.
I was inspired by the manifesto yesterday.
This. That was my pen here. I gotta.
This is a nice new podium, isn't it?
Yep, Jeff
Holy
just got it
cow.
with the donation from the all-night grad party.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
This. So big, two people can present at the same time. We
That
stand up
podium's
there.
fantastic.
Do a Step Brothers skit.
It's going to be a whole
Dangerous, dangerous.
Yeah, it's good. You can store stuff in it if you want. So you can keep like a dedicated laptop in there for presentation. It's on wheels. You can move around easily. Not yet. We're gonna. Yeah. So we're looking at potentially if we could do it direct and get different ones. Like a nice one outside time to see it. Yeah. So we'll see. Rickety ones work.
That one in the DLL, the one's falling off, and you like push it back on each time.
We're right for you, Corey.
Should I just like, oh, stick it back there? Is that okay?
Oh,
See
yeah.
it's there.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you. For those that I haven't met, I'm Jeff Sperling, principal here at Canton High School, and I want to welcome you all to the Class of 2025 Scholarship Night. This is truly a special night and one that will positively impact so many members of this class. This evening would not be possible without the coordination and planning of Dr. Meredith Chamberlain, Ms. Ann Murray, and the entire counseling department. Thank you to them. Tonight is also an example of the generosity of the greater Canton community. We will hear so many powerful sentiments from our presenters tonight, and we're fortunate to have their unrelenting support of our students. A huge thank you to all the presenters and scholarship contributors. And now the reason we're here, you, the class of 2025. You have earned every bit of the recognition you'll receive tonight, and this event serves as a kickoff to what I affectionately call senior season. This season continues with next week's Scholastic Honors Night, then on to senior prom, senior banquet, the athletic awards ceremony, and of course, graduation. What a time to be a Bulldog. Before the presentations begin, though, I want to encourage you to take a breath and appreciate the outpouring of support and generosity all around you. I often begin my email messages to students and families by addressing you as the Canton High School community. Tonight is a perfect example of what that title means. This gathering is a shining example of community and something I am proud to be a part of. So congratulations to all the recipients and their families, another heartfelt thank you to the donors, and it is now my pleasure to welcome Superintendent Derek Folan to the podium for his remarks. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you, Mr. Sperling. Welcome to all of our students and families, staff and administration who may be in attendance. Welcome to school committee member Kendall O'Halloran, and a big thank you to all of our school committee members, to Dr. Chamberlain and Ann Murray. You are rock stars. And a warm welcome to all of our community members who are presenting scholarships tonight. We thank you so much. Tonight is one of the special celebrations that is unique to Canton. I think we do it right. It is obviously a night where thousands of dollars of scholarships will be awarded. Parents and guardians, you can smile. It is a wonderful night for that. It's also a beautiful night to honor family members, sharing stories and paying it forward. For me, it's a night that exemplifies our core values. Tonight's about community, as Mr. Sperling alluded to, celebrating the long-standing relationships and building new ones. It's about investing in our students and helping them achieve personal and academic excellence. Tonight's about being one strong school for each and every student. It's a true partnership between Canton and its students. We are so thankful to all of our donors. We are so thankful to our families and staff who have taught and raised such wonderful young adults, who are ready to use these scholarships to elevate themselves and unlock opportunities. It's just a phenomenal night, and we are so proud to be part of it. I love it so much. Congratulations, everyone, and let's have a great evening. Thank you. Now it's my pleasure to welcome school committee member Kendall O'Halloran to the podium.
Good evening, seniors, families, teachers, administrators, and generous donors. I am so happy to be with you tonight as you celebrate your many and varied accomplishments and the vast generosity of the donors, families, and organizations in our community. I would first like to thank Dr. Meredith Chamberlain and Ms. Ann Murray for all your hard work preparing for tonight and this wonderful celebratory event. Thank you also to Superintendent Folan, Principal Sperling, and Assistant Principals Derek Small and Nick Fitzgerald. We see you and appreciate all that you all do. Tonight, the generosity of the community is numerically in the form of $221,050. That is astounding. 73 different organizations are honoring 75 different students. Let's please give a hand to what this means for our students. This incredible amount is consistent and growing year to year. This is not a one-off generous year. This is an incredibly giving and supportive community. A high dollar amount like this in donations and an extraordinary number of recipients is not typical of scholarship nights in other Massachusetts towns, including our local fellow school districts. This is just one of the things that truly sets Canton apart from other areas and imbues such additional pride in your hometown. Tonight, we'll hear incredible stories of people who came before you and left their legacies, legacies which include contributions from which you are benefiting. Never forget this. This is a cycle that can keep on giving if you recognize and continue the generosity. I want to very briefly share an experience I had last June. I actually shared this at Educator Opening Day at the start of the school year, and I don't like to reuse past ideas for speaking events, but this particular moment is an exception because it was so eye-opening and impactful for me. This moment truly illustrates to me the importance of perspective. We took a family vacation in the summer of 2024. My highlight of the trip was to Pleat Visay Lakes National Park. I was so looking forward to seeing the views, hiking the hills, and experiencing the gorgeous location with my family. When we arrived, we were at the summit, looking out, looking around, and looking down at the vast beauty. Breathtaking, absolutely stunning views. As I continued to gaze in amazement, I noticed that at the base of the park, there are wooden walkways that cross over the water as if they're floating on the water. They span from one side of the lake to the other. I watched the people crossing on those walkways and thought to myself, wow, that looks like the absolute best view in the entire park. I quietly tucked that in my mind, not wanting to rush any of the moments or experiences there. But I was also really looking forward to our part in the hike where we got to walk across the pathways I had just seen. I figured that was going to be the best angle in the park. Fast forward to the equivalent of 37 flights of stairs, just over 7.5 miles, quite a few hours, many bottles of water later, and thank you to Apple Watch Metrics. I found myself approaching that walkway that I had seen at the very beginning. I continued to enjoy every step in view, but I got to that moment and I expected some additional magic. I stood there and kept looking around. I felt the same amazement that I had throughout the rest of the day, but nothing additional or extra in that spot. That same spot that I thought would be the best, the greenest pasture, the pinnacle of the day. As I pondered why and how this was possible, I looked up at the spot on the summit where our adventures for the day had begun. The place I had stood, where I had looked down on my current location and been certain I would feel magic. What I felt stunned me. I realized that the original place on the summit appeared to be the absolute best view in the park. Not the place I was currently standing, not anywhere else I was seeing. I was instantly struck that perspective is everything. Perspective is everything. The grass is not always greener somewhere. We may think someone else's positioning, view, setup, college location, future path is ideal, when in fact, we don't see the true beauty and value in exactly where we already are and what we already have. I share this moment with you because I wish you and everyone could have experienced the exact same moment the same way. The point really driven home as a real-world reminder. Since we're not all experiencing that, at least not the same way, I humbly share my story in hopes that this situation can resonate with you as you move from this one chapter of your life to the next, and the next, and onwards. As humans, we all, of course, find it simple to think others have it easier or better than we do. This goes for everyone at every age. But please take the moment to be right where you are now. Appreciate it. Feel the vast support of your community, peers, educators, administration, families, and all of the people around you. And be thankful. Enjoy the vast beauty from exactly where you stand or sit. Congratulations, seniors and scholarship recipients. Thank you.
All right, now I'd like to introduce Dr. Meredith Chamberlain, who will be your MC for the night, but she's going to give some remarks first, and she coordinates all this. It is no small effort. Each year she collaborates with the scholarship donors, goes through hundreds of applications, and pulls this night together. So enjoy the fruits of her labor as she comes up and gets us moving. Thank you.
Good evening, community members, students, families, Superintendent Folan, School Committee Member O'Halloran, Principal Sperling, and Assistant Principal Dr. Fitzgerald. Welcome to Canton High School's 2025 Senior Scholarship Night. On this very special night, we celebrate the connection between the amazing students in this school and the incredible community organizations that have selflessly given thousands upon thousands of dollars to fund the hopes and dreams of the class of 2025. I would like to take a moment to recognize Mrs. Ann Murray. She is not only our administrative assistant for the counseling office, but she is also the scholarship guru and the lead organizer of this event. Please join me in recognizing all the hard work Mrs. Murray put into this evening. Now, before we begin, some logistics. Students, you will be called in groups to the right side of the stage at the base of the stairs. You will walk across the stage to get your awards and come down behind the curtains down the stairs. Scholarship presenters will be called in groups up to the stage. If a scholarship has multiple winners, please wait until all scholarship winners are called before we begin our applause. Now let's begin. The first scholarship tonight will be presented by Jim Downer, and it's the Knights of Columbus Scholarships.
Good evening. Each year, the Knights of Columbus and Canton award memorial scholarships that have been generously funded by the families of deceased members of our council. Alphabetically by family name, these deceased members are Anthony Alamo, Howard T. Chase, Thomas J. Lane Sr., Paul E. O'Hara, and Richard and Arlene Tisdale. In addition, we occasionally award the Father John J. Flatley Council Scholarship in memory of the first pastor of what was then called St. John the Evangelist Parish. In years such as this one, where we do not have an awardee for all scholarships, we honor the donors by having the awardees share, figuratively, in the unawarded scholarships. Our scholarship application is intended to identify students with a clear dedication to service to others and to their community. I always find that dedication in the students of Canton High School. This clearly reflects well on you, the graduating seniors, but also on your parents, as well as the teachers and staff of the Canton Public School System. This year was absolutely no exception. So this evening I have the honor to present the following scholarships to members of the Canton High School class of 2025. Okay. The Howard T. Chase Memorial Scholarship is awarded to Isabel DiGirolamo. As the name implies, the Thomas J. Lane Senior Interscholastic Athletic Memorial Scholarship differs a little from the others in that it's awarded preferentially to a student who has excelled in interscholastic athletics. This year, it's awarded to Jimmy Podgorski. And finally, the Paul E. O'Hara Memorial Scholarship is awarded to Kayla Walsh. Aren't you glad you sat in the middle of the row? Congratulations. Thank you very much.
Will the following students please line up to the right side of the stage? Benjamin Wright, Hannah King, Ryan Garrett, Ava Clydus, Kaylee Brown, Mia Murphy, Anthony Wang, Sarah Yeaton, Max Eagle, Annie McLean, Jack Neeser, Leah Condon, Emma Cummings, and Brianna Florim. The next scholarship tonight is the Bud Herzog Theater Arts Scholarship presented by Sherry Herzog.
The Bud Herzog Theater Arts Scholarship was established after the sudden death of my husband on Mother's Day in 1995. This is the 30th anniversary of Bud's death, and this is my 30th scholarship that I am presenting personally. Bud always had a love for theater. He was the lead in his junior high school production of The Mikado and his high school play, The Imaginary Invalid. In college, he began directing plays. His favorite was The Zoo Story by Edward Albee. Years ago, the children and I were so surprised to receive a letter from an attorney in Baltimore. He was curious one day and Googled Bud's name. He found the Bud Herzog Theater Arts Fund website. He was one of two characters who starred in Bud's production of The Zoo Story. The production was in 1967. And these are his words. We practiced at Bud's fraternity house on Charles Street. Bud was an extremely generous, thoughtful, and passionate director. I was a high school student who Bud was nevertheless willing and generous enough to work with, despite his being older and busy with his junior year in college. I benefited from Bud's love for theater. I was the forerunner of the high school students today who currently benefit through the fund that you created in his memory. Canton High School has always meant a lot to our family. Bud and I proudly watched our two children, Ari and Jordana, perform their 4 years here. Tonight, I am once again so happy to present this scholarship to a student who demonstrates the same love for music and theater as Bud. And these are her words that she wrote in her application. During my final bow, standing alone without my classmates, I felt a bittersweet sense of loss. The applause echoed as I realized that the most important chapter of my life was ending but I would always carry the lessons of the drama club with me. I am so honored, and it's always very emotional, 30 years later, to present the Bud Herzog Theater Arts Scholarship to Brianna Florine.
The Friends of Doc Leveralt Scholarship is presented by Andrew and Mary Leveralt.
Good evening. My name is Andrew Leveralt, and my mother, Mary, and I are pleased to present this year's annual scholarship on behalf of my father, Dr. Richard Leveralt. My father was a man who very much valued education. As one of 19 children, yes, you heard that right, 19 children, he was raised in a working-class neighborhood in Fall River. Education was not prioritized in his upbringing by his family. His siblings were all strongly encouraged, if not directed, to quit school to bring in money. But for my father, he saw education as a vehicle for a better life. He was able to earn money while working part-time, which allowed him to finish high school, and he went on to achieve a bachelor's and master's degree in mathematics. After spending a few years as a teacher, he put himself through medical school while enrolled in the military. He practiced medicine in downtown Canton for more than 30 years. He was devoted to his family, including his 6 children, and to his patients. He also did his best to be actively engaged with the Canton community, serving multiple terms on the school committee and Board of Health, as well as volunteering with a number of charities and civic groups. It is our hope the recipients will use this scholarship as a resource in their educational endeavors and find the same value and rewards in their pursuit as he did. We'd like to present this year's awards to Kaylee Brown and Mia Murphy.
The Shane M. Cabino Memorial Scholarship is presented by Melissa Cabino.
Good evening, ladies, gentlemen, and the class of 2025. My name is Melissa Cabino Chapanis. I am here tonight to award 2 $1,000 scholarships to Canton High School 2025 graduates in the name of my older brother, Lance Corporal Shane Cabino. Shane was a 2004 graduate of Canton High School. Shane enlisted in the Marines and left for boot camp shortly after graduation. On October 6, 2005, Shane was killed while conducting combat operations near Al-Khama, Iraq. In establishing this scholarship, Shane's family and friends hope to keep his memory alive. It is our hope to give back to the graduates of Canton High School, the community that supported us during such a difficult time. The following 2025 Canton High School graduates have been selected: Hannah King and Benjamin Wright.
The Gray, Gray, and Gray Scholarship is presented by Rita Coletti.
Good evening. The Gray, Gray, and Gray Scholarship is presented to an outstanding senior who will be attending a 4-year college and majoring in accounting. We also would like to keep in touch with the scholarship award winner and invite them back to Gray, Gray, and Gray as a junior, and hopefully have them intern with us with the hopes of presenting an offer to them, and hopefully they'll be a staff member at Gray, Gray, and Gray one day. So this $2,000 scholarship is going to Ava Kleitis.
The Jeanette Winthrop Scholarship is presented by David and Sarah Winthrop.
And surprised myself, Beth DeLoggy, her baby. This year's recipient of the Jeanette Winthrop Scholarship is described as someone who knows when to speak and when to listen. What a remarkable trait for such a young person. The ability to listen is a gift that not everyone has. We all have something to say, and most of us enjoy listening to ourselves speak without the ability to listen to others. But listening, especially to children, will help this future teacher become the best teacher they can be. Our mother was not always the best listener. But then again, she started her teaching career in the 1950s when children were taught to speak when spoken to. As times changed, so did she. When she retired from teaching first grade at the John F. Kennedy School in Canton in 1996, children were very different from the children of the 50s. Nickelodeon and the Disney Channel were all the rage, and computers were becoming increasingly common for children to play educational games on. And she loved it, especially Reader Rabbit. She would spend hours with her grandchildren chasing magic gems and following along with the rabbit reading a story. Even as a grandmother, she was always a teacher. Her life was full of teachers. Her brother was a teacher. Her best friends were teachers. She even married a teacher. And to be honest with everyone here, I advised all of my 5 children, 4 sons and a daughter, to become teachers. My husband reminded me just the other day that my love for teachers is palpable. And if you know the definition of palpable, thank a teacher. Our mother loved her job. Her classroom was filled with books and colorful imagery that allowed her students to thrive. There was a long list of parents who requested Mrs. Winthrop for their first grader because they knew she was the best, and she was. I have no doubt, we have no doubt that this future teacher will also be that special. A teacher that will be remembered not only for their vast knowledge of subject matter, but also for their empathy and for the best listening skills a student could ask for. Ryan, a life spent educating others will not only fill your heart and your soul, but will also enrich the lives of the hundreds of students you will teach. We are pleased to announce Ryan Garrett as the 2025 recipient.
Thank you guys so much. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.
The Reisfelder Group Scholarship will be presented by Britta Reisfelder.
Congratulations, class of 2025. My name is Britta Reisfelder, and I am thrilled to be here in cooperation with the Prone Family Foundation, giving out scholarships. Tonight, Mr. Prone is here in the audience, and I would like to personally say thank you to him for generously matching my scholarship each year for the graduating class. This is our way of giving back to this great community that has supported me, my family, and my business for the past 22 years. I am pleased to give out 2 $2,500 scholarships. The first recipient is Anthony Wang. And the second recipient is Ava Clytus. Congratulations.
The Scott M. Herr Memorial Foundation Scholarship and the Canton Little League Scott Herr Memorial Scholarship will be presented by Charlene Nyokis.
Congratulations. Before I award the scholarships, I'd like to tell you about Scott. Scott cared about his family, his friends, academics, and sports. Scott began his academic and athletic journey at the Children's Garden School. You know, the preschool on Washington Street with the bright yellow door and the big bell on the front lawn. You may have hid under that with just your little feet sticking out. It's where 3 important life lessons began for Scott. He learned the foundational academic skills, colors, letters, shapes, and numbers. Athletics involved the metal playground behind the school. Friendships began as he sat crisscross applesauce on a rug with other preschoolers singing songs about seasons, holidays, and a little teapot. After completing 2 years of complex studies at preschool, the next challenge began with a huge endeavor: climbing those 3 enormous, intimidating steps onto the big yellow school bus and traveling 3 blocks from home to the Dean S. Luce Elementary School. Scott applied the foundational skills and learned all things elementary, the hardest being to remember to bring home his homework every night. His interest in sports evolved from t-ball to baseball and from learn to skate to hockey. Through the years, Scott made new friends every September as a new school year began. The steps onto the bus to the Galvin weren't as intimidating. He navigated middle school, lockers, rotating schedules, no recess, foreign language, and an increased level of academic independence. He reconnected with friends from the garden school who had gone to those other elementary schools. Sports teams became friendships. The years went fast, and instead of steps on a school bus, Scott walked to the doors of Canton High School, now a Bulldog. He chose classes that would prepare him for college and his professional career. Hockey was a huge part of his life, a much sought after and achieved opportunity to play a championship game at Boston Garden. Scott realized and demonstrated the importance of being a dependable classmate and a loyal teammate. He graduated with an impressive GPA and was one of the first recipients of the Paul Matthews Award, signifying contributions in scholarship, sportsmanship, and service. Scott was accepted into the challenging engineering program at Northeastern University, home of the Terriers. But we know, once a Bulldog, always a Bulldog. Still having an interest in sports, he researched, initiated, and recruited players to establish a club wiffle ball team at Northeastern. He completed his first semester with grades qualifying him for the Dean's List, a Christmas present he was proud to give to his parents. Friends included roommates and classmates from towns and states beyond his familiar town of Canton. Unfortunately, life's plans can change in dramatic ways. A patch of ice on a highway caused a car accident that ended Scott's life. Within days, Scott's parents heard from people who wanted to share a story about an interaction with Scott. They heard from neighbors, teachers, and coaches. They heard from a man who talked with Scott while they just waited for haircuts at a barber shop. They received a cherished letter from a stranger, now a close personal friend, who comforted Scott at the sight of the accident. That conversation was about Scott's family and, of course, hockey. They heard from those kids who had sat crisscross applesauce on a rug, those kids who climbed those 3 enormous steps onto that school bus, kids who navigated middle school, teammates who had become lifelong friends. Now, the reason I'm here. Each story had a common theme. Scott was a great person to have as a friend and teammate. Linda and Joe, Scott's parents, were comforted by the stories and turned their grief into action, honoring the things that mattered most to Scott. As a family, they created the Scott M. Herr Memorial Foundation. The foundation helped create and continues to support the Scott M. Herr Fitness Centers here at Canton High School to help athletes become the best possible teammate and to award scholarships to help students pursue their goals beyond Canton High School. I am deeply honored to represent Scott's family to present these scholarships. Annie McLean, Charlotte Clive, Ryan Garrett, Max Eagles, Jack Neeser, and Sarah Eaton. one more. This is presented from the Canton Little League Baseball and Softball Scholarship. This year, it's presented to a softball player, Amy Murphy. Is that Amy? Is that Amy?
The Allie Dewey Senior Scholarship will be presented by Annabelle, Alexandra, and Jared Dewey.
Good evening to the class of 2025 graduates, family, and faculty. My name is Annabelle Dewey, and it is a pleasure to see you all here tonight, and especially for the class of 2025 to receive accolades and scholarships for their hard work throughout their 4 years here at Canton High School. As a rising senior next year, it is a true honor for me to present a scholarship that means so much to me personally, not just because of what it supports, but who it's for. My grandpa, Alan Dewey, passed away in 2022 unexpectedly. Alan worked in education and finished his career here in Canton as the assistant superintendent of the district. He devoted his time here at Canton Public Schools to giving all kids the gift of education and providing them with the chance to learn and grow. Outside the classroom, my grandpa had a warm, personable, and friendly presence. He was completely unafraid to strike up a conversation with anyone, whether it was a neighbor, a Big Y cashier, or just someone standing in line at Costco. He saw every interaction as an opportunity to connect and share. This scholarship in his name is a continuation of that spirit that he brought to me, my family, his friends, and everyone who knew him. It's meant to support a student who carries that same light, someone who's curious, passionate, and ready to keep learning. Not just for their own future, but for the chance to share their knowledge with others. Because that's exactly what my grandpa would have wanted, to share a few more facts, change a few more souls, and learn a little more. So to this year's recipient, I hope this scholarship reminds you that your passion, curiosity, and that your dreams matter, and that someone, even someone you've never met, is rooting for you. My grandpa believed deeply in the power of education to change lives, and by receiving this scholarship, you become part of that legacy. I hope my grandpa's love for education and learning can live on in the work you do, the people you help, and the knowledge you pass on. Thank you again, and congratulations to Emma Cummings.
The Canton Garden Club scholarships are presented by Marge Levy and Suzanne Micharoni.
Hi, my name is Marge Levy, and this is Suzanne Micharoni. Like she said, we're from the Garden Club, and we have a scholarship committee that reviews the applications. Congratulations to the class of 25, and thank you to everyone who submitted the applications. While we're totally amazed at your grades and your number of volunteer hours, it was really the passion and your commitment and goals that came across in your essays. We have two $1,000 scholarships to award tonight. The first is a general Garden Club scholarship. This goes to a woman with amazing academic skills, but it was her essay about working in the butterfly garden at the Franklin Park Zoo that won our hearts. She will be attending NYU and studying biochemistry. Congratulations, Leah Condon. Our second award is the Garden Club Visual Arts Scholarship. This scholarship is awarded every other year. It is done in conjunction with our Artists in Bloom exhibit, which is held across all the grades in the Canton Public Schools. It is awarded to someone who is going to major in the visual arts. This goes to a very talented woman in the area of video production. She will be attending Fordham and studying film and TV production. So congratulations to Hannah King.
This concludes our first group of scholarship winners. Can we please give a round of applause to all of our generous donors? Will the presenters of the following scholarships please join us on the stage? The Joanna Allison Connors Memorial Scholarship, the American Legion 24 Auxiliary Award, the American Association of University of Women, the Anthony Maffei Memorial Scholarship, the Jimmy Pascal Memorial Scholarship, Joseph F. Donnelly Memorial Scholarship, Canton Youth Soccer Scholarship, and the George Thomas Scholarship, the C.F. McCarthy Student Athlete of Distinction Scholarship, and the First Parish Unitarian Universalist Church Scholarship. Will the following students please line up to the side of the stage? Ava McCool, Seamus Brown, Kaylin Usul Post, Alyssa Nordgren, Teresa Giglio, Ava McCool, Jack Neeser, Hannah King, Huck McCready, Addison Caracciolo, Paige Sullivan, Max Eagles, Ryan Garrett, Owen Morrissey, Emma Cummings, Jalen Thompson, and Isabel D. Girolamo. The Joanna Allison Connors Memorial Scholarship will be presented by the Connors family.
Good evening to all of you. My name is Marcia Connors, and this scholarship is in memory of our daughter, Joanna Allison Connors, who died very suddenly from an unknown virus when she was 3 years and 10 days old. We tried to make some meaning out of this terrible tragedy, and so we decided to give scholarships to you, the graduating classes of Canton High School. So we thought Joanna was beautiful, and brilliant, and that's absolutely true. She was. And we truly hope that when she got to be a teenager, she would show some of the great characteristics that you, the class of 2025, and other Canton High School classes have shown. And we know that we have been giving this scholarship since 1982, the year after she graduated, or the year after she died. And we hope that we really appreciate the chance to focus on her memory, because she was an incredibly lovely, strong little girl. So now our son, Jeff Connors, will continue.
Thanks, Mom. And for our family, it was really the community that helped to get us through our tough times. And it's pretty cool coming back here year after year. And just in the first group alone, we had Dr. Leveralt, who I saw as a patient. Sherry Herzog presented in honor of Bud, who we knew growing up, who had the corniest jokes and brightest clothes you could possibly imagine. And then Mrs. Winthrop, who I had as a first grade teacher, and my parents were some of the people that demanded or requested her from my other two sisters as well, because she was really a fantastic teacher. And the community is evident here. We sifted through so many great applications. And can I just say the enthusiasm in the room tonight? Like, you guys, the thunderous applause for every one of your fellow nominees and recipients is just amazing. So good job with that. When we're looking for the winners for these scholarships, we're really trying to find kids who stand out, who it's clear are going to make an impact in the community down the road, who have been kind, nice people to both their families and friends, who maybe have overcome some sort of adversity or challenges to really put themselves into a position to succeed. So it is our great honor tonight to award the scholarships to Ava McCool, Kaylin Ussel-Post, and Nick Flaherty.
The American Legion Unit 24 Auxiliary Award is presented by Michaela Devine.
All right, good evening. My name is Michaela Devine, and I am the president of the American Legion Auxiliary Post 24 across the parking lot over there. Pretty sure you guys see it when you're parking here in the morning. This year, we got a lot of great essays that came in, but there were two that really stood out. Every year we ask, what does it mean to be American? And we always get an array of answers, from being an American is about looking out for each other and doing your part to make the world a better place, to being American means equality. No matter your background or experiences, we are all united as one. This year, the auxiliary is pleased to present our awards to Isabel Di Girolamo and Seamus Brown. I apologize for butchering your name.
Thank you.
The American Association of University of Women Award is presented by Barbara Peralt.
Good evening, everyone, especially to the Canton High School class of 225. I'm Barbara Peralt, and I've been a member of the executive board of the Canton Association of University Women for well over 50 years. Not telling you the exact years. The mission of AAUW is to promote equity for all women and girls, lifetime education, and positive social change. And we've been active in Canton about 58 years, and these are the things that we worked on every year. We did a lot of fundraisers to have these scholarships. And we've done educational things, and we have a number of programs monthly or a few times a month now anyway at the library that everybody is invited to. And it is an honor for us to be here to celebrate the achievements of our exceptional scholarship recipients. But we honor not only your academic excellence, but your hard work, the dedication, and the promise you represent for the future. I once heard this statement from Dalai Lama, and it says, remember, if you think you are too small to make a difference, try sleeping with a mosquito. Be the mosquito. We are giving 3 $1,000 scholarships this year. Our first representative is a natural born leader with the power and gift to make a positive impact on the world. As class president and published author, she is on her way to making a difference already. Charlotte Klein. Our second recipient is a strong leader on and off the basketball court. She possesses a drive to put in the work and overcome any challenges she's been given, and there's been many. And she aspires others to perform at their best. The scholarship goes to Ava McCool. And the third one goes to a young lady who's a motivated student, challenges her fellow teammates to succeed, and she hopes to add the field of medicine by pursuing a degree in biomedical engineering. Sorry about that. Alyssa Norgren. Thank you all, and good luck to all of you.
The Anthony Maffey Memorial Scholarship and the Canton Little League Anthony Maffey Memorial Scholarship will be presented by Lisa and Bob Maffey.
Hi, congratulations, class of 2025. I'm Lisa. I'm here with my husband, Bobby, and my son, Austin. The Anthony Maffey Memorial Scholarship was created by our family to honor our son, Anthony, and to recognize and support an aspiring nurse. Anthony was a 2014 graduate of Canton High School who went on to Curry College to pursue his passion, a baccalaureate degree in nursing. He worked part-time as a certified nursing assistant at Beth Israel Hospital, where he found the meaning of what it means to be called to be a nurse. His patients loved him, and he thrived being in service to others. On January 4th, 2019, Anthony died tragically of SUDEP, sudden unexpected death in epilepsy. He left this world giving life the very best he had to offer. Through this scholarship, we continue Anthony's legacy of love and compassion, not only for his patients, but for everyone who was lucky enough to know him. Congratulations to all the students who chose nursing, a profession with endless opportunities to have a profound impact on people's lives. This year, we are honored to present the 7th annual Anthony Maffey Memorial Scholarship to Tess Giglio.
Anthony loved baseball. He was happiest behind the plate as a catcher. We have so many fond memories of Canton Little League and are honored to have a scholarship dedicated in his name. We're proud to present one of this year's Little League scholarships to Huck McCready.
The Jimmy Pascal Memorial Scholarship is presented by Casey Hurd.
Hello, everyone. My name is Casey Hurd, and I'm here to present the Jimmy Pascal Memorial Scholarship in honor of my brother. Jimmy was truly one of a kind. He was a very hardworking and genuine young man. He was a 2011 graduate of Canton High School and was voted cross-country captain, lacrosse captain, and prom king. He was a friend to many, never caring which social circle someone belonged to, and even won the superlative Best Personality by his graduating class. It was not easy for him to gain these achievements, however. As a high school freshman, he faced adversity when a severe concussion led to the discovery of a brain tumor, and he underwent extensive surgery to remove it. The recovery was long, but sure enough, he worked hard and bounced back to play lacrosse, all while maintaining good academic standing. When life knocks you down, it's important to get back up. Jimmy did just that. Jimmy really thrived doing physical work and being outdoors. He had a passion for woodworking and other hands-on activities. In fact, he helped build the trophy case that is in the lobby right here at Canton High. He also loved skiing, riding his dirt bike, fishing, and yard work. Jimmy touched the lives of everyone he met. He loved life and the town of Canton. It is only fitting that a scholarship for a Canton High student who embodies his spirit and perseverance be part of continuing his legacy. My family and I are truly impressed by all of you who applied. With that being said, it is my honor to award the Jimmy Pascal Memorial Scholarship to the following students: Addison Caracciolo, Jack Nesser, and Hannah King.
The Joseph F. Donnelly Memorial Scholarship is presented by the Donnelly family.
Good evening. I'm Joanna D'Agostino, Joe Donnelly's daughter. With me tonight is my mother, Janet Donnelly, and two of Joe Donnelly's grandchildren, Carly and Catherine, who are going to tell you a bit about Joe and about our scholarship.
Our grandfather, Joe Donnelly, whom we lovingly called Pop, was a devoted member of the Canton hockey community for over 20 years. Many of you might remember his familiar voice as the play-by-play announcer for Canton High School's boys and girls hockey games on Canton Cable. But his contributions went far beyond the broadcasting booth. Pop coached countless teams, served as president of the Canton Youth Hockey for several years, and even after retiring, he found his way back to the rink, working at the Canton House simply because he loved being around the game and the people in it. Hockey was his passion. He loved playing it, watching it, talking about it, but most of all, he loved the players. He took genuine joy in getting to know each of them, cheering them on, and supporting their growth on both on and off the ice.
7.5 years ago, we suffered a great loss when Pop passed away suddenly at the rink, the very place he loved most. His passing left a deep hole not only in our family, but in the community he gave so much of his time, energy, and heart to. In the wake of that loss, we established the Joe Donnelly Scholarship to honor what Pop believes was the true measure of an athlete, character. While he certainly appreciated the talent and skill it takes to play hockey, Pop believed that what really defined a character was how they carried themselves, with integrity, humility, and willingness to support and uplift those around them. These were not just values he admired, they were values he lived by. Each year, we look for student athletes who embody those same traits, and this year we are proud to recognize two outstanding individuals whose character reflects everything the scholarship stands for.
And so it is with pleasure that we give this year's Joe Donnelly Awards to Isabel DiGirolamo and Huck McCready.
The Canton Youth Soccer Scholarship and the George Thomas Scholarship is presented by Craig Kowalski and Marissa Thomas.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Craig Kowalski. I'm the president of Canton Youth Soccer. What a great, great community night this is. I've known, this is kind of personal for me, I've known a lot of you in these first few rows since you were about this high, maybe at the Luce School or on the soccer fields. I've watched you on stage. And this is a really special, special night for all of you and for us to watch to see how much you guys have all accomplished during your 4 years here in Canton High School. Each year, Canton Youth Soccer provides programming to roughly 1,000 players from pre-K to 8th grade, and we help them learn skills both on and off the field. We strive to teach not only soccer skills, but life skills and social skills, leadership qualities, the value of hard work, of teamwork, and how to support each other, how to respect and celebrate diversity. Not every player who goes through our program is going to become a Sam Mewis or Ali Sentner or Christian Pulisic, but our hope is that even if a player spends one season with us, they're going to learn valuable life lessons along the way. The recipients of Canton Youth Soccer scholarships tonight are shining examples of young women and men who have progressed through our program, learned valuable lessons from it, and then continued their development both on and off the soccer field here at Canton High School. They've achieved amazing things, not only as soccer players, but as students and as valued members of the greater Canton community. And it's very exciting that they're now going to embark upon the next chapter of their lives. We award 5 scholarships each year, and I'm going to step aside for a moment and introduce Marissa Thomas to award our $5,000 George Thomas Scholarship, which is awarded in memory of a very cherished member of our Canton soccer community. Marissa?
Good evening, and congratulations to the class of 2025. I'd like to thank the Canton Youth Soccer Association, Canton Public Schools, and Coach Danny Erickson for their constant support in continuing to honor my husband. George passed away suddenly 4 years ago from a genetic heart condition that caused severe coronary artery disease at the young age of 38. You would never know. He never complained about anything. He lived his life full of joy and love for his family, his kids, his friends, his community, and for me. George was love. Love is what he saw, what he felt, and what he absorbed every day of his short life. Our grief is constant. You see, grief is really just love with nowhere to go.
And love, unlike time, will never run out. Because love, unlike time, is eternal. The constant outpouring support we have received from the Canton community over the last 4 years is simply beautiful, and has literally kept my 3 children and me moving forward. I strive to keep George's legacy alive every day by saying his name, telling stories about him, and giving back to the Canton community in his honor. In 2022, the Canton Youth Soccer Association established the George E. Thomas IV Scholarship, which is given to a graduating senior who embodies teamwork, builds character, dedication, compassion, resilience, being respectful, and of course, passion. Just like my husband, George. I fell in love with George at Wheaton College, watching him play soccer as the center midfield for the outstanding team. He was a true leader to his teammates on and off the field. He was a mentor to freshmen, devoted and committed at any moment, just like he was as a father and to his family. His love for the game started when he was a child playing Canton Youth Soccer with his dad, his family, and Coach Danny Erickson as his mentors and cheering squad. I am proud of all his accomplishments, especially coming back to Canton High School to be the assistant coach of the varsity team. The team won 5 league titles in 9 seasons. Probably my most favorite memory will always be watching George coach our son, Georgie, in preschool and kindergarten for Canton Youth Soccer. The joy on the kids' faces as my husband created an atmosphere of complete organized fun while working on basic soccer skills, and ending the season with a child handing him a homemade card saying thank you. I will always hold that in my heart. For me, the abiding lesson in George's passing is that life is fleeting, that we have very little control of some of the things that matter the most, and that each day is a blessing. This year, as I read through the applications, one student's story stood out, not just for her incredible achievements, but for the way her life echoes the same lessons that George held dear. She grew up with hardships, but rather than letting that define her, she turned it into strength. She adapted. She discovered a version of herself that was determined and fiercely independent. She became her own guiding force. In doing so, she began to cherish the small things we often take for granted and found a source of joy and community in soccer. Soccer to her is not just a sport. It's an outlet, a place where life's hardships give way to joy, where teammates become family, and where every pass, every shared victory deepens the bonds that extend far beyond the field. This is the same passion that my husband had for soccer, and that passion I carry forward to my boys as they play the sport today. And then she wrote something that took my breath away, that reminded me so deeply of George. She said that for those who truly love the game, soccer is more than a pastime. It's a refuge, a passion, and a reminder that even in the hardest moments, there's always a ball to chase, a goal to score, and a reason to keep playing. The 2025 recipient of the George E. Thomas IV Scholarship goes to Paige Sullivan. I just want to say that, Paige, you not only honor George's legacy, but you carry it forward.
All right, we have 4 additional scholarships. These are each $1,000 each. And we're awarding these to Tess Giglio, Ryan Garrett, Max Eagles, and Owen Morrissey.
The C.F. McCarthy Student Athlete of Distinction Scholarship is presented by Steve Carey.
First of all, just congratulations to the Canton class of 2025. So I opened C.F. McCarthy's a little over 6 years ago now. We opened on April 8th, 2019, which was 5 years to the day after my cousin, Christopher Frederick McCarthy, passed away tragically at the young age of 25 in an accident. He was my best friend, my little cousin. He was my roommate, my co-worker, my intellectual counterpart. He was quite simply the most remarkable man I've ever met. And he lived like each day could be his last. Ironically, that, you know, he came to his end much sooner than we had hoped. But we try to live, you know, at C.F. McCarthy's, I try to bring everything to the guests and to my staff, and I just try to live like Chris. He lived the way that everybody should live. When I read the application for the student athlete that I'm giving this $2,500 scholarship to, I knew instantly that this should be the first person to receive this award. I hope to give this award for many years. I hope one or all of my 5 children will eventually give this award in Chris's honor. Gives me great pride to issue this to Jalen Thompson.
The First Parish Unitarian Universalist Church Scholarship is presented by David Biggers.
Good evening. You already heard my name. I'm Dave Biggers. I'm here as a member of the congregation of First Parish Unitarian Universalist in Canton. The First Parish congregation has been meeting for more than 300 years. For the last 200 years, we've gathered in the church now with the yellow doors and the shiny new steeple on Washington Street. I would like to recognize our dedicated lead minister, the Reverend Dr. Michelle Walsh, who is seated over here. At First Parish, music is a large and vital part of our congregation's spiritual practice. And not just traditional hymns, but music from Bach to Broadway and beyond, for singers and instrumentalists alike. When I read the sign in the back, looking out in the hallway, it says music counts. And I think the performing arts really do count, including music. Each year, to support young performers in our community, we hold a special collection to encourage them along that path. This will, I believe, be the 7th year that we've offered a performing arts scholarship at Canton High School. The scholarship tonight will go to a graduating senior who is planning to major in the performing arts in college. This year, we are happy to award a $1,000 scholarship to an outstanding student who will be attending Bridgewater State University as a theater major. This year's scholarship goes to Emma Cummings. Congratulations.
This concludes our second group of scholarships. If we can give a big round of applause for their generosity. I would like to invite the third group of scholarship presenters to please join us on the stage. Will the presenters for the following scholarships please come up? The Michael J. Gunning Memorial Scholarship, the Elizabeth DSO Memorial Scholarship, the Bob DSO Memorial Scholarship, the Success Express Scholarship, the Business Networking International Scholarship, the Thomas J. Gunning Memorial Scholarship, the Trinity Episcopal Church of Canton Scholarship, the Champions of Wellness Scholarship, the Canton Historical Society Paul Micciarone Memorial Scholarship, the Community Club of Canton Scholarships, the Susan Carrero La Rosa Memorial Scholarship, the Canton Lions Club, the Canton Police Association, and the Ponkapog Civic Association Scholarship. Will the following students please come to the right of the stage? Vanessa Truglia, Maxwell Eagles, Tyler Goldowski, Megan Horgan, Isabel D. Girolamo, Sarah Yeaton, Luke Richards, Maxwell Mateo, Emily Tran, Hannah King, Josiah Perryman, Ashley Ballounis, Charlotte Beckham Clive, Amy Murphy, Jalen Thompson, Addison Caracciolo, Francis Chung, Emma Cummings, Julianne Gilchrist, Seamus Brown, Huck McCready, Catherine Yeaton, Sarah Yeaton, Samantha Sweeney, and Annie McLean. The Michael J. Gunning Memorial Scholarship is presented by Diane Wright.
Hi guys, congratulations guys. I'm Diane Wright. I'll be giving out a scholarship for my brother Mike Gunning. This goes without say that I'm honored to be here, like so many people have said before. This town of Canton is an amazing community to live in, and I'm so proud to call it my home for the past over 50 years. Our family has suffered a couple of devastating losses over the years while living in town, and I'll forever be grateful for the support the entire town showed our family after the loss of my brothers. This is just a small way of saying thank you and giving back to the community. Most of you here probably never knew who my brother was, but along with anyone who's always gone too soon, no one's ever quite ready for a loss. He was just like most of you sitting here. He rode his bike around town. He played Pop Warner, Little League, Canton Youth Hockey. He went to the Luce and the Galvin. Although he didn't go to Canton High, he went to Severian. I feel that that's where he blossomed. He excelled in just most everything that he did, whether it was academically, socially, athletically. He was just that kid that everything came natural to him. I think that paved his way to his acceptance into the West Point Military Academy. For most kids, it's not an easy transition into a military school, but for Mike, it came with ease. It wasn't until about 9 years ago when my mom and I went to his reunion. So many classmates, after a memorial mass they had for the fallen cadets, realized what an impact he made on so many of his classmates. People told us stories of how they would never have graduated from West Point if it wasn't for Mike. He helped them study, he made them laugh when they're ready to give up, he helped them push along in basic training when it just didn't seem possible. So many shared their story. He was a great friend while he attended school. Although it didn't surprise me, Mike never spoke about these moments, just showed volume about what type of person he was in doing everything without recognition. Sadly, Mike died 4 months after graduating from West Point. I do feel as though it's important to mention how he lost his life. Mike died because of a very bad decision from a complete stranger. He was walking across the street with 2 friends when someone was behind the wheel of the car under the influence of alcohol and hit all 3 of them. Mike lost his life. His friends suffered lifelong injuries. This is just a small reminder of just not to drink and drive. We all know, you've heard this for years, and our families' lives changed forever. And I just want to remind people that it's just quite that simple. Our family suffered the consequences, and my brother, the ultimate consequence. Thankfully, we live in this town of Canton, and this small community was everything to us. The way the town came together, mourned together, and told stories together, it was something I've just never witnessed in my life. So never underestimate the value of the friendships of those who are sitting right next to you. Because I feel forever indebted to the Canton community, this essay that resonated with me this year was one that talked about his involvement in fundraising for 2 Canton residents whom I both knew, who sadly lost their lives earlier this year to ALS. It shows, once again, what a great place this town is, because the student and his classmates took their time and efforts to fundraise and learn about ALS and donate their money to these families. Maxwell Mateo took the time to learn about ALS and raise the funds and awareness, and I'm very proud of his efforts. So I'd like to congratulate Maxwell Mateo for the Michael Gunning Scholarship.
The Elizabeth and Robert DSO Memorial Scholarships will be presented by Donna Schleicher.
Good evening and congratulations to all. My name is Donna DSO Schleicher. I am here on behalf of the DSO family to present 2 scholarships. The first scholarship is in memory of my mother, Elizabeth Betty DSO. This is the 25th time we will present this award. The second scholarship is in memory of my dad, Robert Bob DSO. Standing before you in this auditorium, I am reminded of not only my own graduation, but also the graduation celebration for each of my 4 children. In addition, my 4 siblings, along with 2 nephews and niece, also took place here at CHS. Now I am also excited that 2 of my granddaughters are members of the classes of 2036 and 2037. So who was Elizabeth DSO? She was everything to all of us. My mother was a truly amazing woman. As the oldest of 5, I had the opportunity to watch her handle and conquer many challenges. My mother juggled so many things at once and never seemed to get frazzled or bothered. She was a shining example to all who knew her. Education was very important to my mom. Although she did not go to a 4-year college, she did attend a secretarial school in Boston and became a very successful person, being promoted to the assistant to the president of the Remington Rand Company. Now, I'm sure you are wondering about my dad, Bob DSO. He was a truly remarkable man. He was the youngest of 3 children. He was a great athlete, and thanks to my grandmother, a good student. World War II was in full swing by the time my dad was a senior in high school. Since he turned 18 in January of his senior year, he wanted to quit high school and enlist in the Navy. My grandmother insisted he finish high school and then enlist. Since my father was colorblind, he was unable to pass the Navy physical and enlisted in the Army. He spent 3 years overseas, mostly in Germany and France. He never spoke much about the war, and I understand why. When he returned home, he began his studies at Boston College. He was a member of the class of 1950. After he graduated, he worked for the Social Security Administration. His dedication to his country and his faith continued throughout his lifetime through his involvement with the Council on Aging, Veterans Council, Canton Honor Guard, and St. John's Church. My dad was firm, fair, and filled with integrity. My parents instilled in us the importance of a good education. This meant something different for each of the 5 of us. My mom and dad always encouraged, first by their example, and then by their ability to treat each of us as unique individuals. 3 of us attended and graduated from 4-year colleges. The other 2 attended different programs, fulfilling their dreams of becoming a nurse and an executive assistant. All 5 of the DSO CHS graduates are now retired. Each of us had successful careers following our own unique paths. I would like to end this with the last words my father spoke to me shortly before his passing. Remember to love each other and always be good to one another. The DSO family wishes each and every one of you success in your future endeavors. With great pleasure, I would like to present the 25th Annual Elizabeth DSO Scholarship to Luke Richard. I would also like to present the 2nd Robert DSO Scholarship to Vanessa Truglia.
The Success Express Scholarship is presented by Kim Martell.
Good evening. I'm Kim Martell, and I am the president of Success Express. Success Express is a networking group made up of professionals from Canton area businesses and organizations. My business is a holistic financial planning practice, and we have professionals from all types of careers and business industries as our members. This year, we had 42 applicants. Several of our members reviewed your application and were very impressed with your academic accomplishments, leadership skills, and extracurricular activities. We were extremely impressed with your volunteer experience and what that truly meant to you. This student loves both art and math and is looking to balance both in pursuing his career. He is also a varsity captain in 2 of his sports. You are an extraordinary young person, and we wish you the very best on your college career. Congratulations to this year's Success Express Scholarship winner, Max Eagles.
The Business Networking International Scholarship is presented by John McCosh.
Hello, my name is John McCosh. I'm a photographer with Lightflex Studios, and I'm a member of Business Networking International, and our local chapter is called Keystone Business Builders right here in Canton. And it's a great organization. We help each other, we refer business to each other. And we also have a lot of heart in the group, and we have really formed a lot of friendships and bonds within our group, and that is what we look for in our scholarship recipient. It's the $1,000 Business Scholarship Award, and our recipient is an Eagle Scout. He's overcome some personal adversity, and we really feel that he is got heart. And I'd like to present it to Tyler Godelsky.
The Thomas J. Gunning Memorial Scholarship is presented by Kristen Gunning.
I'm very happy to be presenting this scholarship in honor of my husband, Tom. Thank you to all of you who applied for this scholarship this year. Very few applicants this year actually knew Tom. Tom passed away after an accident in our family's outdoor skating rink. He was a true family man who showed his love for his boys and I every day. It's quite ironic that his accident would happen in the very rink that he built and spent many hours enjoying with our boys and countless family and friends. To know Tom was to love him, and those of you who had the pleasure of knowing him know exactly what I mean. The recipients this year, for the first time, are all females. They all had wonderful essays and fond memories of Tom. It was very touching to hear the kind words about the man I love. Would Megan Horrigan, Sarah Yaton, and Izzy DiGirolamo please come forward?
The Trinity Episcopal Church of Canton Scholarship is presented by Reverend Rachel Wildman.
You guys are hanging in there, so I will try to make this short. I really love being here tonight. I was a youth minister in my earlier days, and it is just always a space for hope for me and for joy to see young people be their fullest selves. So congratulations, class of 2025. You have been busy people and hard workers. So the Trinity Episcopal Scholarship is given to students who write an essay about one of the Millennium Development Goals, and it is always a really hard decision, and this year's recipients, that was no different. We thank you all for all the effort that you put into your writing and to your thinking. We at Trinity always appreciate spaces of questions and thought, so thank you so much. This year's scholarship goes to Amy Murphy and Jalen Thompson and Emily Tran.
The Champions of Wellness Scholarships are presented by Erin Bigham and Megan Donovan.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Erin Bigham. And I'm Megan Donovan, and we are the student leaders of the Champions of Wellness 5K road race to help raise awareness for student mental health. Congratulations to all of the scholarship recipients this evening, as well as the entire class of 2025. Your perseverance, hard work, and dedication as a community of students has paid off, and we're all proud. We hope you're all proud of yourselves for the outstanding accomplishments we celebrate tonight. Tonight, we have the privilege of presenting the second annual Champions of Wellness Scholarships. This past November, the Champions of Wellness Road Race took place, where 200+ runners in our community gathered to participate in a 5K in support of mental health. This was made possible through partnership with Kyle Cares, a nonprofit organization dedicated to promoting honest awareness about mental health, as well as many local businesses in our community, and most importantly, those of you who showed up on race day in November ready to run and walk 3.1 miles. It's safe to say that the Champions of Wellness Road Race has made a profound impact on students throughout the district, as well as our community as a whole. One of the biggest successes of the race has been being able to raise $8,000 in the first 2 years. In addition to that success, perhaps the greater success is being able to give back to our students through 3 scholarships that we are presenting tonight. It is our honor and privilege to present this year's Champions of Wellness Scholarships to seniors Hannah King, Josiah Perryman, and Ashley Ballounis for their outstanding demonstration of overall wellness.
The Canton Historical Society Paul Micciarone Memorial Scholarship is presented by Linda Carr.
Congratulations, class of 2025. So proud of you all. I'm here this evening to present the Canton Historical Society Scholarship in memory of Paul Micciarone. My name is Linda Carr, Paul's youngest sister. Paul was the oldest of 5 children. Paul passed away September 26, 2023, after a long illness with sarcoidosis, which is an autoimmune disease. Paul served as president of the Canton Historical Society for many years. He always had a passion for history. Paul was a lifelong resident of Canton and always considered Canton to be his happy place. Paul graduated from Canton High School in 1974 and went on to study at the Wentworth Institute of Technology. It is a privilege this evening for me to award this scholarship tonight in honor of Paul's wife, Lena, and his 2 children, Abby and Ryan. So we are awarding this scholarship to an individual who has also shown a demonstrated passion for history and will be attending Bentley University to further her education in political science and business. Congratulations, Charlotte Clive.
There are 3 different scholarships presented by Lisa Lopez for the Community Club of Canton.
Good evening. I'm here to represent the Canton Community Club, which is one of the oldest women's organizations in Canton, who throughout its history has supported the community not only by distributing scholarships, but also supporting our veterans, families in need, as well as our senior citizens. This year, we will be distributing a total of $11,500 in scholarships to 7 students in total, 6 here tonight and 1 Canton resident who attends the Blue Hills Vocational School. But let me move quickly to the recipients of these scholarships. It is indeed a gift and a privilege to read the materials that are submitted by the students. And let me just say, as to the beneficiaries of these scholarships in particular, they are an extraordinary group of young people. They are serious students who have, I think to a person, underwent serious challenges and come out with extraordinary resilience. They have been both self-reflective about themselves and the world in ways and in their writing that makes them totally vulnerable. But to a person, they seem to have recognized that despite the challenges of all different sorts, there is grace in service to others and in kindness to others, and they have all exemplified that. For these reasons, there is reason for the families in particular to be extraordinarily proud of these students, for Canton High School and all of the Canton High School community to be proud of the students that it's produced. And I want to give a special shout out to the guidance counselors who write with such knowledge and caring about these students. These are not form letters. This is really a labor of love that shines through. And for the entire Canton community to be proud. In times of, perhaps trauma or difficulty, the world can be a pretty tough place. But these scholarship recipients are really a reminder to all of us that our best hope is in our young people. So I'd like to congratulate the following 6 students: Addison Caracciolo, Francis Chung, Emma Cummings, Nicholas Flaherty, Hannah King, and Kayla Walsh.
The Susan Carraro La Rosa Memorial Scholarship is being presented by Anne Marie Carraro.
Thank you, and congratulations to the class of 2025. How exciting for all of you. The Susan Carraro La Rosa Scholarship is being given tonight to 2 field hockey players. Sue is my sister, and she loved field hockey, played field hockey here at Canton High School, and her 3 best friends from Canton High School and field hockey established this scholarship in her memory, and I'm so grateful that they did this and happy to be able to present these scholarships tonight for them. Sue graduated in 1988, and despite her small stature, she decided she wanted to go into the Marine Corps, and it kind of blew my mind because I never expected it. But she went in, she was a sharpshooter, she served in Desert Storm and had an unbelievable career as a U.S. Marine. But tonight, as we honor her, what we want to remember is that behind every strong teammate, soldier, and mother, there's a human being, and sometimes the strongest people are fighting battles that we have no idea about and that we can't see. That's why we have to continue to talk about mental health, and how appropriate when I walked in here tonight. It's probably been, I don't know, 35 years since I've been in here. I saw a sign that said mental health matters, and it does matter. It matters so much. Be kind to each other. Remember you're enough, and it's okay to ask for help. So tonight, in memory of my sister, I'd like to present these scholarships to Julie Gilchrist and Isabel DiGirolamo.
The Canton Lions Club Scholarship is presented by Marilyn Burke.
Congratulations, class of 2025. The Canton Lions motto is pretty simple. It's "We serve." And some people serve quietly and confidently behind the scenes. They don't seek praise for what they do. They just love to help others. They get called names like unsung heroes because of how they show up in life, all expecting nothing, and just do that for the joy of giving to other people. Their goal is just to fill your bucket. These are our nurses, our teachers, people who ask very little in return. And it is my honor and privilege to give tonight's Lions Award to Teresa Giglio, who is the essence of Lionism.
The Canton Police Association Scholarship is presented by Officer Ensley Cotard.
Okay, good evening, everyone. For those who don't know me, and as Dr. Chamberlain just said, I'm Officer Ensley Cotard. I'm the school resource officer here at Canton High School within the Canton Police Department's Family Services Unit. And I'm honored to be here this evening on behalf of the members of the Canton Police Association. I want to first send a sincere thank you to the members of the Canton Public Schools School Committee, Canton Public Schools Central Office Administration Team, and the Office of Superintendent for their continued partnership and support. I also want to extend a heartfelt thank you to the Canton High School administration team and front office staff for their great work and collaboration with the Canton Police Department to ensure a safe, positive, and learning experience for the students, staff, guests, and families at Canton High School. And lastly, I want to give a huge thanks and a kudos to the members of the Canton High School Guidance Department for their dedication in organizing this meaningful event and the support that they provide for the students year-round. It is my privilege to present the Canton Association Scholarship Award annually to students who have demonstrated excellence, commitment to their communities, and a strong drive towards future success. This year we are honored to recognize 5 outstanding recipients who have truly earned this honor. These remarkable students will continue their academic journeys at a range of exceptional institutions, including the University of Delaware, Salve Regina University, Norwich College, and Elon University. Their achievements reflect the values of hard work, leadership, and service that the Canton Police Association deeply respects and encourages. To the scholarship recipients, we are incredibly proud of you. We wish you continued success and look forward to the bright futures that lie ahead, to your bright futures that lie ahead. Ladies and gentlemen, if you can please help me welcome to the stage the following students: Julianne Gilchrist, Catherine Yeaton, Sarah Yeaton, Seamus Brown, and Huck McCready. Thank you.
The Ponkapog Civic Association Scholarship is presented by Adam McCarthy.
Congratulations, seniors. The Ponkapog Civic Association was established in 1950 as a way for Canton families to meet, swim, build lasting friendships, and give back to the community. Tonight's recipients have articulated their appreciation for the Civic's impact on their lives, and we are happy to show our appreciation in return. The Civic's rich tradition and strong community spirit are made possible through the commitment, contribution, participation of individuals and families like you and yours. We hope the experience and memories of the Civic, its community, and the relationships you have formed there will continue to enrich your lives for years to come. On behalf of the Ponkapog Civic Board of Directors and its membership, thank you, and we wish you the best of luck in furthering your education. Congratulations to Annie McLean and Samantha Sweeney.
This concludes our third group of scholarship presenters. If we can give them a warm welcome. I would like to welcome our fourth group of scholarship presenters to the stage. Will the following presenters please come up? The Canton Town Club, the Cornerstone at Canton Health Services Scholarship, the Canton Educators Association Future Educator Scholarship, Canton Youth Football Scholarships, the Rodman Ford Scholarship, the Don Smith Memorial Scholarship, the Balsamo Memorial Charitable Foundation Scholarship, the Canton Association of Business and Industry, and the James and Beatrice Sala Family Foundation Scholarship. Will the following students please come to the right side of the stage? Travis Thomas, Claire Redquist, Megan Horgan, Charlotte Beckham-Clive, James Cordero, Luke Richard, Seamus Brown, James Pajerski, Kaylee Brown, Amy Murphy, Amanda Hodgson, Ashley Balunas, Jovian Yu, Addison Caracciolo, Michael M.D., Matthew Sika, Isabel D. Girolamo, Michael Sullivan. The Canton Town Club scholarships will be presented by Bill DeSico and Dave Cahill.
Good evening and congratulations, class of 2025. On behalf of the Canton Town Club, it is my honor to present the 2025 Scholarship Awards. Through members' generosity and fundraising events throughout the year, we continually raise money for our scholarships. Year after year, the Town Club demonstrates its commitment to Canton students and community. We stand by our statement, community, tradition, and charity. Our scholarships are in honor of our members no longer with us. This year, we're proud to award 7 $1,500 scholarships in memory of Michael Bertoletti. Michael was a longtime member, gentleman, friend to all, whose presence was felt by all, will be missed forever. The 2025 Town Club membership recipients are Caitlin Brown, Addison Caraccio, Isabella DiGiolamo, Michael MD, James Pajerski, Michael Sullivan, and Matthew Sullivan.
The Cornerstone at Canton Health Services Scholarship is presented by Rebecca Scalzo and Dawn Caprero.
Good evening, everyone, and congratulations. My name is Rebecca Scalzo, and I'm the Executive Director at Cornerstone at Canton Assisted Living. Cornerstone at Canton is proud to be a scholarship donor this year. This is our third year participating in this incredible event. And we started participating because in our community, more so our residents, were looking for a purpose. Cornerstone works hard to promote opportunities of innovation and discovery. And this desire to do something new rippled through our residents within the community. Residents were in search of a way to give back and remain a part of the Canton community, where many of our residents have lived, raised their families, and worked most of their lives. So, the Cornerstone at Canton Health Services Scholarship was born. The scholarship was meant to be given to a student who is seeking a profession within health services, a field which demands integrity, dedication, and passion. The residents have found great joy and, more importantly, a strong sense of purpose in spending time reading through the many applications, looking for someone who demonstrates the kindness, responsibility, and strength needed to be successful within this vast field. This year's process was no different. Our residents combed through the many impressive applications until together they settled on one. Little did they know they had chosen a student in which they happened to know, and who is indeed a perfect recipient. This young woman has given her time to Cornerstone over the last few months as one of our wonderful externs. During this valuable time, she has formed meaningful relationships with residents and associates alike. She asks thoughtful and curious questions. She is willing to be involved in anything and has the open mind and flexibility needed to be successful in the health services field. We're so thankful for what she has done for Cornerstone, and we are so proud of what she'll accomplish next. Cornerstone at Canton is proud to present our Health Services Scholarship to Amanda Hodgkin.
The Canton Educators Association Future Educator Scholarship is presented by Janet Rigdon.
Good evening. Congratulations to the class of 2025. The Canton Educators Association, also known as CEA, believes that educators are an incredibly important part of any community. We have the power to inspire innovators and leaders that will shape the future, and we encourage our students to pursue careers at the early childhood, elementary, middle, and secondary school levels. This year's scholarship recipient has been described as a hard worker who does not give up facing challenges of any kind. She has incrementally increased her course load during her time at Canton High, and when faced with adversity, has chosen to work through it rather than giving up. She has been actively involved in high school sports and clubs, and has participated in community-based volunteer activities, all while holding down a part-time job. She has also demonstrated resilience when working through her own personal challenges. The recipient shared with our committee that she aspires to be an educator working with children who have special needs and hopes to give them the opportunities to meet their academic and social goals while also being included with their peers. The CEA is proud to support a graduating high school senior in pursuit of higher education, majoring in education or an education-related field by offering a $1,000 scholarship. We are pleased to announce this year's recipient is Ashley Balunas.
The Canton Youth Football Scholarship is presented by John Levis.
So every year I plan on writing this big fancy speech. It never works. I'm out way past bedtime. I've known you guys your whole lives. But being on the board for Canton Youth Football, this is one of the coolest things I get to do. Football's all about giving back to the community, making you mentally tough, physically tough to keep you going for your future. The three guys that we've selected this year have shown that. So I'm going to be quick. Jimmy Pudge, Luke Richards, and Seamus Brown. Come on up.
The Rodman Ford Scholarship is presented by Jordan Rodman.
Good evening. I'm Jordan Rodman, the general manager at Rodman Ford, and I'm here to present this scholarship in memory of my grandparents, Don and Marilyn Rodman. This scholarship was entitled to set out to acknowledge a well-rounded model student. Through this scholarship, they show to continue their legacy in helping, inspiring students to reach their goals. Our recipient is a senior this year who has proven herself to be a model citizen and leader at school, in and outside of the community. The recipient that we have selected this year has shown exemplary efforts in school, as well as being in 2 national honors programs. She is a hardworking and dedicated individual who has maintained a remarkable GPA while continuing to strive in extracurricular activities. Her passion, drive, and positive attitude and all-around efforts are why we chose Clara Redquest to be this year's recipient of the Rodman Ford Scholarship.
The Don Smith Memorial Scholarship and the Balsamo Memorial Charitable Foundation Scholarship will be presented by Linda Werda.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. My name is Linda Werda, and I am really honored to be here to present the Don Smith Memorial Award on behalf of the Bank of Canton. My association with Mr. Smith began when I was a student at Canton High. He was a highly respected English teacher and coach of the boys hockey team, positions he held for years. He shared his passion for teaching with many students throughout the years, in the classroom and at the rink. He trained and mentored Canton's hockey players on and off the ice. Later, I enjoyed the company of Don and his wife, Ann, at the golf course. And finally, I had the pleasure of working with him on the board of directors at the Bank of Canton, where he served as chairman. Mr. Smith became skilled at every endeavor during his life, but he is most assuredly remembered for being just a wonderful person. This award is presented tonight to a student who excelled athletically, academically, and beyond. He shares both Mr. Smith's passion for hockey and the example he set as a human being. On behalf of the Bank of Canton, please join me in congratulating this year's recipient of the Don Smith Memorial Award, Travis Thomas. I'm a member of the Balsamo family and creator of this Family Memorial Scholarship. Again, it's my pleasure to be here to recognize and celebrate another group of our extraordinary Canton youth. We always find it fascinating how you all navigated your school responsibilities while participating in multiple sports, extracurriculars, volunteering, working, and keeping up with your commitments to your family and friends. Our hats go off to all of you. And thank you very much for sharing so much of yourselves and your families with us through your personal essays. We extend our congratulations and best wishes for health and happiness to each one of you tonight in the years ahead. You all should be very, very proud of your accomplishments. You're an amazing group. Like many other presenters here, my family has a long history with CHS. It began in 1972 with my older brother, who we lovingly refer to as the favorite. During the last 53 years, 24 family members have graduated from Canton High. And we are now all excited for you as you approach your graduation and the festivities that surround it. Every year, this night provides my family and I the opportunity to publicly and simultaneously honor you and pay tribute to our beloved ancestors. If they were here tonight, I believe these are a few suggestions that they would give you as you move on in your life. These are quotes that we've heard year after year. Be your best, even on your worst day. Positive behavior is contagious. Be part of the solution, not part of the problem. Appreciate your life. It is a precious gift. And never, ever underestimate the value of family. My ancestors were wonderful role models, and they were great leaders. They had nothing when they started out, and when faced with challenges, they were resilient and so determined. They worked hard to achieve their goals, but never forgot what it was like being the underdog. It was important to them that we remained mindful of those whose life journey may be more difficult, and that we follow in their footsteps to take action to help in any way we could. It is our turn now to pass on what we learned from them to the next generations. So in memory of them, I created this scholarship to recognize young people from Canton High School who we feel share their same characteristics. This is a $5,000 award. We believe these two recipients are exemplary role models, individuals who are an inspiration and who emulate our family's values. Please join us in congratulating the 2025 recipients of the Balsamo Family Memorial Scholarship, Megan Horrigan and James Cordero. Thank you for your attention.
The Canton Association of Business and Industry Scholarship will be presented by Richard Stady, and the James and Beatrice Sala Family Foundation Scholarship will be presented by Richard Stady and Greg Pando.
Okay, good evening, everybody. Obviously, congratulations to all of you for a great achievement. You're all here tonight because you're getting some kind of an award, and that's a great thing for you and, of course, your parents. So Superintendent Folan, my good friend, is here. Good to see you again. And Principal Sperling, and I remember the school committee person is here as well, Ms. Halloran. It's an honor to be here this evening to present two scholarships. I'm going to present the CABBY Award first. I am a member of the Board of Directors of CABBY. CABBY stands for Canton Association of Business and Industry. It's a great group. It promotes business, industry in the town of Canton, but indirectly by doing that, they work very well with the elected officials to maintain a healthy balance and get a lot of income for the town, which actually overall helps the tax rate. Someday you'll learn about that if you haven't already. If you talk to your parents or whoever you live with, you'll know the tax rate is still pretty good in the town of Canton. So CABBY gives out many awards. They sponsor, I'm sure, yearbook ads. They do different things like sponsoring youth teams. They're always called upon to help out in a pinch in terms of the food pantry and other very notable services. They have a golf tournament named after Tom Clark, which is coming up very soon. They generate a lot of revenue out of that. They have a big road race, too, so any of you people who are runners, you may want to check it out. It's a great event. It's held every year, and it's, again, generates a good amount of revenue, which we, in turn, give back. So this year, the goal of the CABI scholarship, they present one award to a student senior at Canton High School and also one to Blue Hill. And the idea is to promote someone who is interested in business or finance or something related to that, although not necessarily they have to be, you know, zoned in on that, but we try to find someone that has perhaps an interest in business. And this year's award winner for $3,000, a name you've heard already tonight, is Charlotte Cleve. Now, it certainly is an honor to present the CABI Award, but it's even more of an honor to be able to present probably the largest scholarship in Canton, the James Beatrice Sala Family Foundation Scholarship. It's the big one. I've been a trustee now for several years. Behind me is Mr. Greg Pando, who's been with us for a few years, and also on the board is Mr. Gene Manning, who's fairly new. He could not be here tonight, but he'll also be helping us out presenting at Blue Hills. This foundation was set up by James and Beatrice Saller many years ago. They did not have any children of their own. They actually did very well, and you got to give them credit. They decided to do something with their money and to give it back. And they actually set up several foundations. In fact, I got a letter last winter where someone said, "Can you help us out?" And I said, "No, we're not that James Foundation. We're a different James Saller Foundation." It's really interesting. Man had a lot of wealth, God bless him. And James, we thank you tonight. We're looking down from us from heaven. But we only focus in on scholarship awards. That's our purpose. Our mission is to give out scholarships. And what do we look for as a committee? It's not easy. It really isn't. You make it hard for us, but it's well worth it. We look for students who are academically motivated. We look for a little bit of financial need. We also look for community involvement, both in the school and in the community. And we look for people who are willing to give back because you're going to get a great award here. This year, we actually had a very good year financially. We raised our scholarship from $7,500 to $8,000. So the total award these award winners are going to get is a total award of $32,000. It's a pretty good award to get. Again, they earned it. They worked hard. And, of course, we're very proud to be able to present these awards tonight. I do want to say really quick, probably some of you know, I do serve the town, and I serve the county as a county commissioner. It's not a political pitch. I get around to different towns. Canton is a very, very generous town. You're very fortunate to be attending Canton High School and live in this town. When I look at the number of awards that these people behind me and others before me gave out, it definitely exceeds the many towns that I have to serve as county commissioner. So, you know, hats off to Canton. Right, whatever you may hear or think or read, it's a great town, and they do take care of the young. It's a wonderful, wonderful place in terms of helping out and giving back. So with that, I'm going to present a few, and then Mr. Pando is going to present a few. I'm very pleased to present the award winners for this year's James and Beatrice Saller Foundation for $8,000 for 4 years. First award winner is Amy Murphy. The second award winner is Kaylee Brown. And where is she? I told her not to go far. The third I am pleased to present is Charlotte Clive.
Thank you, Mr. Commissioner. As was stated earlier, my name is Greg Pando, and I'm proud to serve as a trustee for the Sala Foundation. I'd like to take a moment to congratulate the class of 2025 and take a moment to get a round of applause for a group that's generally unnoticed, and that would be the graduates' families. As Mr. Stady indicated earlier, we support students from the Canton High School and the Blue Hills Regional School. And every year, the Sala Foundation supports 24 students, current graduates and former graduates, in their studies. So that's an awful lot of people to keep track of. With that, I'll get directly to the awards. I have an award for 2025, the fourth Sala Foundation Award in the grant in the amount of $32,000 goes to Jovian Yu. And our final award of 2025, Sala Foundation Scholarship in the amount of $32,000 goes to Seamus Brown.
This concludes our fourth group of presenters. Thank you so much for your generosity. So we are not done. We have 3 more groups. I will be presenting all of the remaining awards. We'll call you up in 3 different groups, and then I will give each of you your awards. You guys are doing great. All right, will the following students please come to the side of the stage? Anthony Wang, Isaiah McKinney, Kaylee Brown, Aaron Scibelli, Charles Gong Harjula, Justin Nan, Isabel D. Girolamo, Jack Neeser, Logan McInnes, James Pajerski, Diana Peters, Maggie Thibodeau, Huck McCready, Benjamin Wright, Chloe Gershony. Anthony Wang is the recipient of the Organogenesis Scholarship. Isaiah McKinney is receiving the Seabird Scholarship. Kaylee Brown is receiving the William Armando Memorial Scholarship and the Canton Firefighters Association Local 1580 Scholarship. Aaron Scibelli is receiving the Canton Alumni Association Scholarship. Charles Gong Harjula is also receiving the Canton Alumni Association Scholarship. The Duggan Scholarship is going to Justin Nan. hold on. The Canton Little League Baseball and Softball Scholarship and the Canton Youth Hockey Scholarship are both going to Isabel DiGirolamo. The Canton Little League Baseball and Softball Scholarship and the Canton Youth Hockey Scholarship goes to Jack Neeser. The Canton Little League Baseball and Softball Scholarship to Logan McInnes. The American Legion Edward J. Beatty Post 24 Scholarship, the Sons of the American Legion Scholarship, and the Canton Firefighters Association Scholarship are all going to James Pajurski. Diana Peters is receiving the Canton High School Scholarship. The David and Bonnie Epstein Scholarship is going to Margaret Thibodeau. The Canton Youth Hockey Scholarship is going to Huck McCready. Benjamin Wright is also receiving the Canton Youth Hockey Scholarship. The Baseball and Softball Scholarship and the Canton Alumni Class of 1962 Scholarship is going to Chloe Gershony. Okay, group 2, Kinlana Nguyen, Jessica Hooten, Kareem Shaplin, Patrick Wilson, Michael Sullivan, Kayla Walsh, Teresa Giglio, Jasmine Finlan, Vanessa Truglia, Hannah King, Connor Gagan, Gabrielle Conard, Leah Condon, Pranav Adanki, and Ife Layo Ajanaku. Please come to the side of the stage. Lana Nguyen is receiving the Ponkapong Grange Scholarship. Jessica Hooten is receiving the Blue Hill Montessori School Scholarship. The Haywood Sullivan Memorial Scholarship goes to Kareem Chaplin. Patrick Wilson is receiving the Honeydew Scholarship. Michael Sullivan is receiving the Canton Youth Hockey Scholarship and the AFSCME Local 362 Memorial Scholarship. Kayla Walsh is receiving the AFSCME Local 362 Memorial Scholarship as well. The Galvin Middle School Student Leadership Council Scholarship and the Daughter and Mrs. Galvin Scholarship goes to Teresa Giglio. The Dr. and Mrs. Galvin Scholarship is going to Jasmine Finland. Vanessa Truglia is receiving the Demetra E. Demos Memorial Scholarship. The Canton Art Association Margaret Duty Award is going to Hannah King. Connor Gagan is receiving the Canton Youth Hockey Scholarship. The Canton Alliance Against Substance Abuse Scholarship goes to Gabrielle Conard. The Student Council Scholarship is awarded to Leah Condon. The Frank R. and Elizabeth Simone Foundation Scholarship is awarded to Prana Vedanki. Ifeolayo Ajanaku is receiving the John Langwith Scholarship. All right, the last group. This is the longest one we've ever had, so you guys should be proud. All right, will the following students please come to the side of the stage? Maxwell Eagles, Micah Chen, Casey Lee, Sonia Lee, Nishka Badumanda, Ava Clytus, Adeline Crawford, Emily Hales, Nailani Baez, Madeline Wilson, Charlotte Beckham Clive, Ashley Ballounis, and Seamus Brown. Whoops, one more, Emma Cummings. Maxwell Eagles is receiving the Canton Youth Hockey Scholarship. The Martin J. Bedoin Scholarship is awarded to Micah Chen. Casey Lee is also receiving the Martin J. Bedoin Scholarship. And Sonia Lee is also getting the Martin J. Bedoin Scholarship. The Frank R. and Elizabeth Simone Foundation Scholarship and the American Red Cross Scholarship Award is going to Nishka Baduamanda. The Sons of the American Legion Post-24 Scholarship is awarded to Ava Clytus. Adeline Crawford is also receiving the Sons of the American Legion Post-24 Scholarship. The Canton Alliance Against Substance Abuse Scholarship is for Emily Hayes. Neilani Baez is receiving the Matthew Christian Memorial Scholarship. The Matthew Christian Memorial Scholarship was awarded to Madeline Wilson. Charlotte Beckham Clive is receiving the American Legion Edward J. Beatty Post-24 Scholarship. The Friends of Virginia Merchant Memorial Scholarship is awarded to Ashley Ballounis. The Blue Hills Civic Association Priscilla Sawyer Hilton Performing Arts Scholarship Award, the Student Council Scholarship Award, and the Spirit of 76 Scholarship are all awarded to Emma Cummings. Last but not least, we have the Canton Firefighters Association Scholarship, the Spirit of 76 Scholarship, and the AFSCME Local 362 Memorial Scholarship to Seamus Brown. So class of 2025, you're my 10th class. You're a very, very special group. I look forward to continuing to celebrate you. Congratulations, and enjoy those scholarships. Let's go down the front of the stage. Okay. I almost said no. I came close.
You should have.
I should have, I meant to ask